Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. Another episode from Zero to Hero. Now, you join us on the schedule screen first, just to have a look, see what has happened since you were last with us. So we played 4 games in the league, and following that dramatic cup exit, you will see that we had a poor run of 3 defeats in a row in the league. The final 2 with 1-0 defeats at home, which is disappointing. We should have actually won both of them. And we played some really good football, which is even more disappointing to actually come out them games with the defeat. Now, I actually wish I'd streamed this last game because we won it 4-1, which came from nowhere. I mean, as you see, the last 4-1 victory was the second game of the season, so delighted to somehow randomly turn the form on, and let's hopefully we can continue that into this home game against Follow. But it seems we're still quite early on in the season, so let's just check some things out. Goals wise, it's Zagukas who's up there. He's got 3 so far. Garcia with 2, Torandre, and then Anen with 2, who got 2 in the last game. Assist wise, Zagukas and Jorgen Nielsen, who at the age of 16 now, look at this. This guy's improving massively. 8 games for us already. Really happy. This guy obviously just come through our youth recruitment this year. Key passes, 23 for Zagukas and 23 for Nielsen. So at the age 16, this guy is top in the key passes stats. Interceptions, 116. And then Jensen, obviously now is 17 years old with 111. So I am developing some really good youth at Egerton. So I am hoping if I do end up moving on to be able to take them guys with me. Zagukas is top in the average rating. And most valuable is Zagukas also. So that guy is, as always, at the forefront of the club. Finance wise, we're at 700k in the bank. We are losing money each month. And the board confidence, which I think some people will be interested to see at the minute. Club stature, the increased stature since I took over. Wages, we're about 10k under the budget. Squad harmony, there's an element of control which has gone up now. It was a lot worse. It's a 47%. I fined one of my players for getting sent off, Bruno Marino, and it caused a lot of uproar. Job status, it's quite low. Obviously my contract's running out this year, so it won't cost much to get rid of me. Expected to achieve mid-table, and I'm on course for that at the minute. And in the cup we expect to reach 3rd round, and we obviously went out in the 1st round. On the competition screen then you will see after 8 games we are sitting in 8th place. So going into today's game we can jump up into the playoffs, hopefully with a victory, which will be nice, especially after how last season went. Obviously this is now our 5th season with the club. We'll go through my manager stats etc in the next episode when we're halfway through the season. So I think for today's episode we're just going to get into the match because there's not been much happening. So just get this game underway. What I would say is I applied for 2 jobs in England, obviously hoping to get the club some compensation money. But Stockport County and Morecambe were the 2 clubs I applied for, and both of them said I would be a leading candidate, but they just could not afford the compensation for me, so I ended up not getting a job there. So it is looking like I'm going to have to either let my contract run out at Egerton or do well this season, which will obviously encourage maybe a club a bit higher up who has the finances to buy me out my contract. But at the minute the only clubs that are interested in my services are too small to be able to afford the contract to buy the contract out, which is disappointing because it means I can't move at the minute. But it does give me time in my 5th season with Egerton to continue trying to improve them. And obviously the better I do with Egerton, the better my reputation will be. And you will actually see, we've just got a corner here. You will actually see Brina down in 13th at the minute. I am keeping a close eye on that because I would love to move to Brina because they are a bigger club and another local club, so it would be quite fitting and quite realistic, if I can say that, to move from one club to another local club who's just a slightly bigger club. And they are winning now, so they are pushing up that table. But hopefully we can get a victory here today. You'll see so far we've got 61% possession. We've had 6 shots to their none, so we've definitely started as the better side. Zagukas with the interception. Last game we looked so good. The football we were passing, the movement. Come on. Oh, to Andre misses there. Unlucky. But yeah, I've had a bit of uproar recently just due to me finding Bruno Moreno for getting sent off. And a lot of players called a meeting. I told them that it was a decision I wanted to make. I thought he deserved it, and they just basically complained, said they weren't happy with it. Zagukas, oh my God, Zagukas just scored a worldie. Oh, what a goal that is to score when you guys are watching. The captain steps up, and that's going to put us up in the 6th place as well. Don't know if you saw that, guys, but all the players were celebrating as if they actually scored. Come on, if we can get a victory here, I mean, we're dominating. They've not had a single shot. They've only got 40% possession. We have took the last game's form into this game. Come on. Zagukas to Nielsen. I mean, as well, having the fact we've got 2 very young players in the squad as well, it gives confidence that this team is progressing. It's just it's getting over the disappointment of last season, and that's, I suppose, that's why I'm slightly almost torn of what to do with because obviously I'm looking to progress, but I just wish we could push into the top flight this season, because that would convince me to sign a new contract at the end of the season and not just obviously let my contract run out. But I have activated a couple of more leagues, as Holland and I think it's Italy I've activated to start. I think they activate in a couple of days' time, I think it is, because we are in the middle of May, I think we're in at the minute. But you'll actually see now they still... Oh, now they've had a shot. They've just had the first shot of the game after 40 minutes. But we are absolutely dominating this game, which is really nice to see. Things are going well. Come on. Anton Andresen, he's still not performing when he does get the chances, which is disappointing. So I brought him in, an experienced Swedish player coming from San Esulf. He just hasn't done what I'd want him to do. You will see we've actually got a game in hand over the teams above us also. Well in, good interception there. Good save keeper. But we've kept a consistent team, I think. When you go through the team, there's a lot of players who've been with us for a few years now. And we've only really added 4 or 5 players per season into the whole squad, as well as obviously a couple of players come through the youth recruitment, which is nice. There's been at least 1 per season. Oh, I would like, if I do obviously walk away at the end of my contract, to kind of hold on for the job where the club I'm moving to has a decent youth system as well. But then obviously if I do just leave when my contract runs out, I don't want to be sat on the unemployment ladder for 6 months. So it's a tough decision. Come on, the hour mark is up. We're still only 1-0 up, which is a bit worrying, because they can sneak that equaliser, which would completely destroy the confidence at the minute of the team. See, that's the situation I just don't want to happen. Zagukas has been to 8.3, I've noticed, which is nice. Definitely controlling the team. Oh, good save keeper. Corbell with it in. Another clearance away. Come on, just get it away. Well in. And then Nielsen there's got it. Come on, Nielsen. I mean, the form and the ability of Nielsen since he's come in. Obviously, he came in and made his debut age 15 at the start of the season. I never thought he would actually settle the way he settled. He dribbles with the ball and he looks so confident on the ball. It's definitely pleasing that I've basically signed an extra midfielder there, just coming through the youth recruitment, costing me nothing. He's picked up a knock, lightly injured now, just after I've made the third substitution. Always happens. With 62% possession, that's a massive amount. Oh, come on. That was close there. We're playing well. I'm fairly happy with how we're playing, but it's just worrying that we've still only got that one goal at the minute. And fuck's sake. And that answers exactly why I was worried, because obviously now, after completely dominating the game for the whole game, it's now looking like they might actually go away from this game with a draw, and that's the biggest issue with us so far this season. And this is why we're not up there winning the title, for example. We're just not consistent. I mean, it was just come on, if we lost that, I'd have gone mental. Like, come on, you've got 8 minutes to get a goal back. So Gukas, Nielsen, that's good ball, yes, beautiful play, absolutely beautiful, and then with his third of the season. Right, come on, so counter, highly structured, retain possession, much lower, take a breather, stick to positions, run at defence, so we're not just kicking the ball up high. Fingers crossed we can get to full time now. I mean, like I say, they've had 9 shots now, so they have come back into it near the end. But I suppose you're playing a team in the same division, you can't expect them never to have a chance, especially unless you're the best team in the division type thing. So come on, don't get yourself sent off. You're on a yellow card the last couple of minutes. Don't do anything stupid. Cleavage, just literally, come on, man, he just let the ball go over his head. This drives me crazy how inconsistent we are at times. I mean, that's just shocking. I mean, the ball come over and one of the defenders literally just watched the ball go over his head. It's so frustrating because it's just costing us points. Come on, get back into it for the... come on. Right, come on, good ball in, yes! Oh my days, we have done in the 90th minute. But this should not be as hard as it is. This should not be as hard as the team is making it. Right, come on. Just keep the pressure on them, because when we sit back, we just crap. We literally can't sit back. Whenever we sit back, we end up conceding a goal. Right, come on. Just get in. Oh, unlucky, Annan. But it's true, I mean, you might wonder why I've left it on overload, but as I say, it seems if we sit back, we concede a goal. We just can't defend. But it's sloppy defending as well, because like I say, their second goal went literally just over the head of one of our defenders. He could have jumped and headed it. He just watched it like a clown. Right, that's fantastic. We actually got the victory. A win is a win, as people say. So, let's be honest, we didn't want it to go to the 90th minute winner, but it has. That puts us up in 7th, 14 points. Let's just quickly check the schedule, see when we're going to be back. Then we're going to come back for the Brina at home because that's a big derby match, and again it's after the big summer break, so we get to see what's happened, if the sign is made, if I'm still at Egerton. Who knows at the minute? Seriously, who knows? It is such a mixed bag. Now, it is tough at the minute because obviously you guys don't know what's going to happen next episode, so I'd rather get myself settled at the club. So let's see if we can get a run together and confirm I'm going to be here for longer. So thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it, and I will see you shortly.